Hello there, welcome to another HouseLux Estate video. Real estate decisions are some of the biggest that we make in our lives. Even when renting, you are still in real estate. The difference is you are the one parting with the money. Soon I will drop videos on how you can make money so that you can venture in the real estate sector yourself. If you already are, then good for you. Today we are going to be looking at 10 ways you can value real estate. If you are not subscribed, you are missing out on a whole lot of value. So you have the money ready and you want to get yourself a property. What's the first thing you look at? Number 1. The prices of similar properties in that area. Compare what you want to buy or sell with similar properties on the market. With similar properties, it means something that's sold in the last 3 to 6 months that's about the same size as the property you're looking at now and with the same number of rooms with similar features and about the same condition and very importantly in the same neighborhood. If you want to buy or sell a property and want to know what it's worth, find a similar property that's sold recently and that'll give you a good idea. This will give you a rough estimate of what to expect and how much money to set aside. It's the same thing we normally do when we go shopping for expensive items. We want the best at a good price. Number 2. Factor out differences that you can calculate. Next, you have to factor out the differences that you can calculate. But what do we mean by differences you can calculate? Let's say you're looking at buying or selling a house. Here is a scenario. Last month a house in excellent condition got sold for $500,000. And this month you are buying a similar house, but the problem is it needs structural repairs and the buying price is the same to the house that sold last month. All you will need to do is subtract the renovating costs from the buying price, and that way you will end up with a good property at a fair price. Number 3. Try to factor in differences you can't calculate. Well, this is a tricky one because this is where your taste comes in the picture. Things like a swimming pool, house fittings or a gaming room can be calculated, but the proximity of the house to the hospital, shopping center, church, or even the view you get to see when you are on the balcony are things you can't place a price tag on. One of the key factors that influences real estate is the experience someone gets when they live in a house. The better the experience, the more they will be willing to pay, and this really influences the price of a property. Number 4. Work out how much it would cost to build the property from scratch. This is known as the replacement approach in real estate. Let's say if the building caught fire or maybe an earthquake happened to occur and the house was reduced to rubble. How much would it cost to build it ground up? You need to know the value of the land under the building, then calculate how much it would cost to put the building up all over again, including the cost of materials and labor. Adjust them down for aging and damage and you've got your value. Real estate professionals use this approach to calculate the value of buildings. Number 5. If you want to make the property an investment, is it worth the price? I will make this one as simple as possible. Let's say there is an apartment you want to rent out. First thing you need to consider is if it's worth the purchase, or you could have better luck with another one in that area. One way to do this is to see how much you will be earning in a year after operational costs and taxes are deducted from the equation and you are left with the net. A simpler way to look at this is how long will it take to make back the money you invested initially. Reason being, a rental property has days when there are no tenants. Always keep that in mind. Enjoying the video so far? Give it a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to more like-minded people who are looking for this type of information. Have you done so? Good. Next is number 6. Ask a property valuation website. You could also ask a website that does this property valuation for you. A lot of people do this nowadays, but it's definitely not the best way. Yes, computer algorithms are more and more advanced these days, but valuing real estate is one thing they're still learning to do. That's because they rely on public records of recent home sales in an area. The downside is, this could help you on the math end of things, but on the ground things like luxury furniture, amenities, or even structural damage cannot be assessed by a computer. All the same, a website will still get the job done if you have run out of options. The rest you could spot and evaluate yourself. Number 7. Ask a real estate agent if it's all getting too complicated. You can talk to a realtor. No need to make any complicated calculations yourself. Just let them do it, and even better, it's free. You will be surprised there are a few drawbacks. First, if you're selling the property, don't just trust what the realtor tells you it's worth. It's well known they inflate the value of properties because they want to convince you to put it on the market with them and not with someone else. That means, if you're the buyer, don't trust what realtors tell you. Either because there's a good chance the price they're asking for is much more than what it's worth. In actuality, if the realtor is selling the property, they get to profit from who they are selling the property to, and on behalf of who they are selling it for. Number 8. If you can't always trust realtors for advice, then the best chance is a real estate appraiser, also known as a chartered surveyor. It might cost you a couple of dollars here and there. The good thing is they will act as a third party and they will not be biased towards the buyer or the seller. Think of them as the escrow for real estate. Second, because it's their job, they have a wide database of sales records in that area, and given the experience they have for surveying property, they could easily detect problems. For something that will cost several $1,000s, they are a good bet. Number 9. Keep your ears on the ground. Listen to what the market is telling you. Remember, the market value of a property basically means the price the buyer is happy to pay for it and what the seller is willing to sell it for. That means if you're selling and you're unsure of what the value is, you can just listen to what the market tells you. If you list your property and no one makes an offer, that could mean it's overpriced. If you list and the offers are too many, then there is a high chance it is underpriced. At that point, you can let the buyers outbid each other and settle with what you're comfortable with. Number 10. This is if you are looking to sell a property and make a handsome profit. Exploit the fact that some people don't do their homework and they could pay more for a property than what it's worth. Here it's more of making money from a sale than valuing it. A simple way of doing this is, for example, buying a beat-down house for $50,000, then using another $50,000 to renovate it, then selling the same house to another person for $150,000, making a cool $50,000. This way all you did is add value to a beat-down property and recoup your money plus some more. And with that, we have come to the end of our video today. Now you have a complete set of ways to value real estate. Do you think we left something out? Or do you have something you would like to add on? Let me know in the comment section below. Until we meet next time, have a good one, and don't forget to subscribe to HouseLux Estate.